Okay, I think we're live. Hello and welcome back to the Football Rundown. We're here with the FA Cup third round draw. Just sort of, getting used to a new setup. I've moved the room around a little bit, so been a bit of a last minute thing today. Just trying to get to grips with it as best as possible. Later on, hopefully everyone's doing well. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay as well. I don't know whether or not to be too close or not. But yeah, looking forward to this third round draw. I hope everyone's doing well. Stuart started early in the chat. He's saying our number is 57. So yeah, obviously 64 teams will be drawn out in this draw today. I've got the numbers up on one of the tabs, but I'll probably end up forgetting the numbers at some point, which is where hopefully some of you guys will come in and kindly remind me who is who. But yeah, looking forward to this draw. As I say, it was a decent win. We did the job against Brackley on Saturday, which has put us into this third round. But I'm just excited to see if we can try and get a Premier League away tie. I think that's mainly how I'm looking at it. Obviously, everyone will have different opinions of what they want from the game or what they want from the tie. Obviously, I'm wanting a good away day. A lot of grounds I've not been to before, so it'd be nice to try and get some of those ticked off. Maybe a Chelsea away or a Newcastle away. I mean, any Premier League ground, to be honest. The only one I'm really not that bothered to is probably I'm not that bothered to the Emirates, to be honest. Never been that bothered about their stadium. Don't really fancy going all the way to Southampton or Brighton or something like that. So yeah, but other than that, I think there's a lot of good away days in the Premier League, I'm sure, and even the top end of the Championship. I mean, who do people think we're actually going to get in the draw? Because something in my mind just tells me, Louis Barry was linked with a move to Middlesbrough on loan a couple of days ago. Something just tells me we're going to end up getting Middlesbrough in the third round, home or away. I think that's actually one of the things I'd probably find the most frustrating is if we got a home tie against a decent opposition, because when it's a home tie, it's not quite the same, is it? I mean, it'd still be great, but you want that away game. You want to go and experience a different ground, and or certainly I do anyway. So I'd be disappointed in a way. We've already had sort of Leicester at home a couple of seasons ago. Obviously, there was the West Ham game, which was played behind closed doors. But yeah, just want to get people's ideas on what kind of game they're looking for, what kind of tie they're looking for. Do you want a home tie? Do you want an away tie? What kind of opposition you sort of wanting to face? Because there's two thoughts of looking at it. We could get a bit of a softball kind of tie where you end up getting a sort of lower opposition, which gives you a better chance actually of getting into the fourth round. The one thing about getting a Premier League opposition is you're probably going to lose. So yeah, that would be the only thing I'd say to that. I think the worst draw you could have is probably a League One draw, because it's going to be a tough game. You're going to face that team anyway at some point in the League One season, and it's kind of like the middle ground, isn't it, that you don't really want. So if you go lower than that, if you go National League or League Two, it should be a winnable game on paper. If you go Championship or Premier League, you're probably going to have a good away tie. So there's two ways of looking at it. But yeah, we're just getting ready for this tie. They've got Mark Hughes. I think it's been done at Old Trafford. Mark Hughes will be one of those drawing out the teams, which should hopefully not take too long. I mean, whereabouts are we up to? I think they're just showing a bit of build-up. Just a bit of build-up. But yeah, as I say, just touching on Saturday, did the job, was decent enough, but I'm still not happy with how we managed the game second half particularly. We allowed Brackley straight back into that game almost, and we were quite lucky actually. I don't think 3-1 tells the story. I think very very comfortable first half, almost a train session. Second half, just something changed instantly. And obviously Callum Connolly with that back pass, which some people will say is Adai's fault, some people will say it's Connolly's fault. For me, it's completely Connolly's fault. But yeah, I think that changed the game. So yeah, we had the option of it being a comfortable game, and we made it very, very difficult for ourselves. So, and we did the same against Forest Green as well. So, whoever we get, even if we get a lower opposition, I don't think it's going to be plain sailing. Um, they got the Tamworth manager on, interesting. Um, they got a win against, was it Burton, in the FA Cup at the weekend. Luke Chadwick said, "I hate people who are having a go at Adai." Well, yeah, I mean, I've kind of spoke about this a lot, many times actually. Um, it just seems like the thing to do, because it's not Ben Hinchliffe, because it's not someone that they favour, because it's not a fan favourite, because maybe one of their better or favourite players feel, is having their position threatened. They'll do whatever it takes to make sure that that player that's threatening them for that position is out of the picture. And yeah, I'm not a fan of it. He's also said as well, people are not football fans that are saying it's Adai's fault. Black Lives Matter. I mean, whether or not it is a racial thing, I'm not too sure if it is necessarily, but I suppose you could make that argument. I just think it's people that have always liked Hinchliffe. That's what they know. They're comfortable with that, and the prospect of that changing. People don't deal well with change, and I think that's what's happening amongst some people in the county fan base. What I would say as well, though, is I think it's a loud minority, because when the goal went in, it was only a very small section of people who started singing for Hinchliffe to get to be in goal. So I don't think it's got to the point yet where everyone's singing it. I think maybe a couple of weeks ago it was a little bit like that. Maybe Lincoln away felt a little bit like that, but then you are tucked away in a small away end where there's less people. So who knows? Luke said, "I want Manchester United away, nice and easy." Well, actually, I think it'd be Man City, which would be nice and easy at this point in time. Manchester United are actually probably not a good team to face right now, actually, because Ruben Amorim going in there with a new manager bounce. They got a good win as well at the weekend. City, on the other hand, not been so good. So yeah, if you're looking for an easy away tie or an easy away tie in Manchester, it'd be City, which would be the easier one, I think, at this point in time than United. Anonymous internet addict, obviously we know him well. Evening, mate. Hoping for a Premier League team away. Not bothered who, apart from a few clubs I've done before. Fair enough. West Ham at home. Remember that during lockdown? Yeah, I remember watching it. It was on BT Sport, I think it was. That even that game that was the third round, wasn't it? That game could have easily been a game that County could have won. I thought they do really, really well in that game for large spells of it, and West Ham didn't score till late on. What was it? The 81st or the 83rd minute, Craig Dawson. I always forget exactly when it was scored, but I know it was in the last 10 minutes. It was a sucker punch goal that West Ham got. And I think Declan Rice might have even been playing for West Ham that day. Mike Dean was scared of fireworks. Was that the referee that day? My memory is not that great of referees, to be honest, but if it was, Rice was playing. Yeah, 40 might have been. 40 might have been. I mean, I remember when we had Leicester in the League Cup, and I think they had like Madison on the bench, possibly. Anonymous internet addict said, "I wish I could be here reacting again, but we will have the draw blasting on my phone when I go back in." Yeah, he's working. He's on lakes today, which is why he couldn't chip in. Just move forward. So his help will be a miss. To be honest, he's a bit of an expert actually of knowing where every single place is in the country, which I'm clearly not. So it's his geographic knowledge which is really missing on this today. But as I say, this is what happens. They said the draw starts at 7 o'clock. I thought, great, I'll start it for 7. But then they just have to go on about a load of other stuff, don't they, for ages. So I think we've got time to kill. Hopefully everyone can hear me well as well. I don't know how close I need to be to the microphone, to be honest. But yeah, as I say, FA Cup, it's a good opportunity. I think it'll be played in the first week of January, so I'm expecting that game against Mansfield at home on, I think it's the 4th. I'm expecting that one will be postponed, wouldn't it? I'm pretty sure Mansfield are in the FA Cup as well. I'll just have a quick check on the numbers. Mansfield are in it. They're number 55. I think we're finally getting on with the draw. He's saying now your volume is better today than it was the last couple of reactions. That's good. No, Bristol Rovers, 11th of January. Is that when it is? Mansfield's on. Fair enough. This is what you guys are here for, to correct me when I'm going wrong. So we've got Beyond Dublin and Mark Hughes doing the draw. And they're just showing a goal from back in the day, or a couple of goals from back in the day. There we go. It's one way to kill time, isn't it? So I think we're expecting this draw to start shortly. They're in the room, if that helps. I mean, that's a start, isn't it? So yeah, I think the worst thing, like I said, would be a League One team. It would just feel like complete middle ground. A tough game. Steve's come into the chat, or Stephen Fosbrook has come in and said, "Come on away at Man U." Well, at least don't have to worry about allocation, because there's plenty of room in Old Trafford. But I don't think it would be an easy game, to be honest. Man United. I know some people are joking it would be an easy game, but I don't think it would be, given what's going on with them at the moment. Yeah, I honestly think, I'm not even joking when I say this now, I'm half joking. Man City would be the easier game. It really would be. Stuart's in the chat, he said 20 minutes of waffle. That's from both me and the BBC. Luke's saying Barnsley got 7,000 away tickets. Was that? Yeah, that was for the League Cup game, wasn't it? Yeah. And I think they played Barnsley. Well, United's under 18s or under 21s played against Barnsley in the EFL Trophy, I'm going to call it. Steve said, "Oh yes, Man City at the moment is a county win." Absolutely. Stuart's saying just the BBC. I'll take a home draw. Here we go. I think we're finally getting on with it. They're just showing the numbers now, which always helps. Bailey would rip Walker a new hole. I mean, imagine what Louis Barry would do to him. Louis Barry would be... I think he'd have Haaland in tears. He would really be making sure that he stays humble after that performance. 57, Stuart's saying that's our number. So yeah, I think we got the first one going out the bag now. It's Beyond Dublin. I think it's Beyond Dublin anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. Here we go. Oh, it's Mark Hughes getting the first one out. Here we go. Number 36, which is Southampton. .39, which is Swansea. Decent. As I had the BBC on that one as well. Second one, 2. Who is 2? Arsenal. Here we go. Get ready. Premier League opposition. Number 23, Manchester United. Oh God, they play one another literally at the Emirates tomorrow as well. So that's not tomorrow, Wednesday. So that's a big one. Arsenal, Manchester United, huge FA Cup third round clash. Big one, that huge one. Exeter City, another huge one. They'll be taking on number 29, which will be Oxford United. Yeah, not quite the same as Arsenal, Manchester United. What a draw that is, though, to open up the third round draw. Start to go on. Leyton Orient are out the hat. They're going to take on number 13, which is Derby County. League 2 against League 1. Interesting. 62. Reading, here we go, fellow League 1 opposition. They're taking on number 8, which will be Burnley. There's one which would have been an interesting one for County. But that one's gone away from us. Aston Villa now. I'll tell you what, are we going to get Aston Villa? Louis Barry, imagine that one. 43. Right, we've escaped Aston Villa. West Ham, two teams that wear claret and blue against one another. Norwich City, here we go. Norwich City, I'd do. I mean, be a bit of a trek. Don't have to worry about it. Number 6, they got Brighton. Fair enough. Former, is that an ex-Premier League game? I don't think either of those two teams actually played one another. Manchester City, here we go. Is it going to be Stockport County against Manchester City? Out the hat. Number 45. Now, it's not going to be Manchester City, everyone. There we go. They're playing Salford. I tell you what, Gary Neville, he'll be fuming with that one. Absolutely fuming with that one, you would be if you're Salford. Millwall. Don't really fancy doing Millwall, to be honest. Number 50. Dagenham, Redbridge. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. 20, which is Liverpool. Oh, Liverpool away, Anfield. I would be very, very interested in that one, I've got to be honest. Is it going to be Anfield away? No, it isn't. 51. Accrington Stanley, fair enough. I would have actually quite liked Anfield away, to be honest, but just to see them play the You'll Never Walk Alone through the speakers before the game, because it's not actual crowd noise. We all know that. Bristol City, well, we've escaped Bristol City. They've got Wolves. Someone said that they thought they would get Bristol, actually. Preston North End. 46. Nothing to worry about. They'll take on Charlton Athletic. Here we are, number 10. Who's number 10? Chelsea. You know what, there's another one. I would be very, very interested in Stamford Bridge. I've got to be honest on that one. 59, oof, wasn't far off. They've got Morecambe. Morecambe get to go to Stamford Bridge, honestly. I thought it was going to be 57 then. I would have been buzzing to get Chelsea away, but one of those things. Morecambe fans will have that one to look forward to. Middlesbrough. Oh my bloody God, it's going to be bloody Middlesbrough, isn't it? No, it isn't. Number 4. Okay, we're fine. Blackburn Rovers. Number 1. Get them out of the way nice and early. Number 1, Bournemouth. Don't really want Bournemouth away, to be honest. Don't really want Bournemouth. 42, West Brom. That's who we were meant to face if we could have beaten Aldershot last season. Mansfield Town. Yeah, I don't really want that one. We don't typically do well at Mansfield away either. 64, I think we're okay. Yeah, they've got Wigan, an all League One side, which feels weird saying that, but yeah. It's not been as... Well, Tamworth, here we go. Bloody Tamworth. They got the manager on as well, haven't they? We're okay. Tottenham Hotspur. Well, that rules out Tottenham away. I was looking forward to Tottenham away, actually, in my head. I thought that would have been a really, really good trip, just to see what it's all about at Spurs. Here we go, 16. Hull City. They've just sacked their manager recently, haven't they? 61. Not far away from County, that one. Doncaster Rovers. 38. Sunderland. Sunderland would be a decent away day, actually, I think. Don't know why. 37. Stoke. Fair enough. Number 19. Who's 19? Leicester. Well, it could be a repeat in a way of the League Cup tie a couple seasons ago. It's not going to be. 33 QPR. It's one of those, it's the anticipation's killing me now. I just want to see County come out. Brentford. Brentford is Premier League opposition, isn't it? 30. Don't have to worry about it. They've got Plymouth Argyle. Number 11. Coventry City. Frank Lampard just got the job there. And 35 again. Not a worry. Sheffield Wednesday. We're going to be at last now, aren't we? I can bloody tell we're going to be last. 26. Newcastle United. I tell you what, I'd love Newcastle United away. I think I've said that for like all the Premier League ties so far, but that would be a good one. 60. Buddy close. Buddy close. Bromley. 14, which is Everton. Oh, Goodison Park, last season at Goodison Park. Actually, this would probably be my favourite. 56. Are you bloody joking me? I thought it was going to be the moment, but it's Peterborough's moment. They get to go to Goodison Park in the last season. But Everton will be there. Wickham. Oh no, I don't want Wickham. I don't want Wickham. Thank God we haven't got Wickham. They've got Portsmouth. Thank buddy. I just didn't want Wickham after what happened last time we played them. 54. Birmingham. I tell you, we're going to get buddy Birmingham. We're going to get buddy Birmingham. 52. Okay, no worries there. Lincoln City. All right. We're going to be one of the last teams, I can tell. It's going to be one of the last teams. 18. Is that 18? Leeds. Ellen Road would be decent, actually. It's a historic Premier League ground, isn't it? 63. Harrogate. Yeah, we're going to be one of the last teams, I can tell. Who's 28? Nottingham Forest. I tell you what, the City ground, historic. They've won a couple of European Cups. It's not where we're going though, is it? No, gone to 21, which is Luton. I mean, it's not a great deal. I think the best one we could hope for now is Crystal Palace. Yeah, Sheffield United are out of the bag now. They've got number 9. No worry for us. That's Cardiff. Yeah, I'm looking at it now and 17, Ipswich Town, Portman Road. Louis Barry has played there. Bristol Rovers, bloody hell. 15, Fulham. Craven Cottage away. Craven Cottage away, isn't it? But they've got Watford, so now it's about who's going to be home or away between us and Crystal Palace. I told you we we're going to be the last one. Number 12, Crystal Palace at home. Stockport County will go to Crystal Palace away. I said we would be the bloody last one. Well, there we go. Crystal Palace away. Selhurst Park. Oh my God. I said we'd be the bloody last team. I mean, I was hoping for something a little bit better than that, but Crystal Palace will do. It's probably the most run-down Premier League ground that you'll find. So, you know, when we were all dreaming of a Premier League away tie, which is literally the title of the video, I think, that's not really what I had in mind, but it'll do. There's some good ties in there. I mean, obviously the standout one is the first one they picked, Arsenal, Manchester United, but Crystal Palace away will do. I want to get people's reaction to that. What are your thoughts on getting Crystal Palace away in the third round? Do you actually think that we could get anything from that game? Because it's one of those where it's not a top Premier League opposition. It depends what team they put out and how seriously we take it. Obviously, we've got quite a couple of big games in between the FA Cup game though. But I don't know. We might even have a slight chance in that game. Actually, thinking about it, I wonder what the allocation will be. Hopefully, everyone can get a ticket to go if they want to go. And it depends on when it is as well. Because the last thing what you don't want is Crystal Palace away being put on a Monday night or Friday night. So hopefully, it's a Saturday or decent time on Sunday. But yeah, that's the draw. We got Crystal Palace away. Stuart's saying that will be. Steve's saying that will be a good game, and probably on TV to watch us giant kill them. Well, I certainly hope so. The Normality channel with Riley Taylor said Palace a tough game it is against a not so top Premier League opposition. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it'll be a tough game because it's a Premier League opposition, but it's not like the toughest game that we could have had. So I kind of look at it and go, could we get a result from that one? Obviously, it depends on form and how it's going for them at that point in time in the season. It depends on how it's going for us and how seriously we take the competition. I think we've got there now, so we will put out a strong team if we can. Obviously, I think if Luke was correct earlier and it's around the 11th of January, then it means we'll play Birmingham and Mansfield before that cup game, which means it's two big games. The good thing is they're both home games, so it's not like we're doing too much travelling away. Obviously, it depends on injuries, and obviously it depends a little bit on what's happening with Louis Barry, because we have heard of it, he's meant to be being recalled. Now some people are saying he won't be recalled. They were just considering it. So, and then there's some people even saying that apparently part of the deal in the summer was that actually they were working on it so that he couldn't be recalled, and that if he was recalled, County would receive a big compensation payment. So there's a lot of talk about what's going on with Louis Barry at this point in time, and whether or not he'd even be available for that game against Crystal Palace in January. But if we manage to keep hold of Louis Barry and we manage to maybe bring in a player or two in January as well, and we keep most of the squad together, and most of our best players stay fit. I mean, you're asking for a lot there, but if all those things come together, then I think we could actually win the game at Crystal Palace away. The FA Cup is amazing, but you know what else is amazing and returns this Sunday upcoming? The WSL. Yeah, I wasn't aware it was coming back, but yeah, if people were interested in that. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what they were going to say. That they could have said anything. I probably should have read it before I actually read it out, but they could have said anything about what returns on Sunday. But yeah, I think the thing is, it's better than nothing, and it's better than having a League One team, and it's still a good Premier League away tie. So I'm reasonably happy with it. So yeah, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I do think I think it's a potentially winnable game. I think certainly got more confidence going into that than I would maybe a Spurs or a Man United or an Arsenal or Chelsea. But given it's a game against sort of a Crystal Palace or a sort of Brentford or Man City, someone on that kind of level where it does feel like there's a little bit of chance of winning it. I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, that kind of concludes the draw, doesn't it? Really. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Hopefully everyone's happy with the draw we got. Obviously, I just want to say now as well to people who aren't subscribed, who are watching this, do subscribe, because we are trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year as well. For those regulars as well, we will have the Birmingham City preview going out tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but with this happening as well, I thought I'd just focus on this draw and then focus on doing the match preview for Birmingham tomorrow. I know it's only a day before, but still. But yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoyed it, and hopefully everyone does watch the preview for Birmingham as well. Huge game on Wednesday, and one I'm very much looking forward to. And Steve said, thanks, Beats watching it on the BBC. Well, thanks, Steve. It means a lot. Hopefully I can get to the point where I can actually put the graphics of who's playing who on at the same time. But we're a long way away from that right now. We're just bare bones basic at the moment. But yeah, hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. I appreciate that comment as well. And like I say, preview will be out tomorrow, hopefully, on the channel, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. Obviously, a big game against Birmingham, I nearly said at the weekend, on Wednesday. And yeah, we'll be having the match vlog out as well on Wednesday after the game. When I get back, God knows when that will be. So yeah, looking forward to it. Happy with the tie against Crystal Palace as well. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. As I say, do subscribe. Thanks for getting your thoughts in. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully, for that preview against Birmingham. Thanks for tuning in.